Hi everyone, welcome back. So I made this video and I realized that I never made an intro, so here is my intro. Basically, we're cooking up tons of beans today because I have literally like 30 pounds of beans, all kinds of beans in my house. So if you guys have any recipes on how I can use up all these beans I have, let me know in the comments below because I really need it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Start with the black beans. I am going to clean them out, make sure there's no ugly ones because sometimes they come and they're like kind of ugly or cracked or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean them out. One of my subscribers a while back actually gave me a tip of using a sheet pan, put all the beans in here, and you can see them a lot more easier, and that's been a lifesaver.
Michael's eating.
Oh, okay. Look who's eating, everybody. Michael's having breakfast right now. He's having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He had some apples and then he spilled his milk there. So he's eating, huh, Michael? So I'm doing about three or four cups of beans. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spread them out in here, and you can easily see like the ones that are not looking their greatest. So you just take those out, and it's so easy doing it this way. I can't remember which subscriber it was that recommended that I do this, but it's been amazing. So I filled up the pot with water. There's about, I'd say a little bit over 4 cups of beans in here cleaned out, and then probably about 8 or 10 cups of water. And I'm just gonna turn the light on to high. I'm turning it almost to my highest, and I'm gonna let that boil. And then once it boils, I'm gonna turn it to low and cover it just a little bit, and then let them cook for hours, probably like 2 or 3 hours at least. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the pinto beans, and I'm doing about the same amount, about 4 cups or so. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And the ones I'm taking out are basically like the half ones, like these that are just like the half of the bean, or like the cracked ones, or anything that doesn't look like a good bean, like, you know, like a really pretty bean. Anyways, I know a lot of you guys have told me that you guys keep this in there. I don't think taking them out is wrong or keeping them in is bad. I think it's just, you know, personal preference. I always have my mom take them out and clean them out, so that's what I do too. Okay, so I have about 6 cups of beans in here, and then I filled up my pot with water. Again, I'm putting that on high, letting it boil, and then I'll turn it to low and cover it a little bit. My black beans are starting to boil, so once there's a boil, I'm going to turn it to low, and then I'm just going to cover it a little bit. So now I'm going to start working on these beans. These I have never cooked before, and I'm cooking these in a crock pot. Anyways, I have a ton of bags of Great Northern beans. I've never cooked them before, so we'll see how these turn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing, just clean them out, and then make sure that there's like no cracked ones or anything in here, and I have little helping hands. And then I'm gonna throw them in the crock pot with a bunch of other stuff, and then hopefully they turn out good. So my black beans are boiling now, so I'm going to turn this all the way to low. And then I'm getting my lid. This is what my mom told me to do. Cover them just a little bit. I mean, cover them and leave them open just a little bit. So I'm thinking that. So I'm leaving like that for a couple of hours. She told me to do this time. See if it works. Oh, don't touch that. That's very hot, baby. Don't do that. Was that hot?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why we don't touch things on the stove, remember?
Yeah.
Do not touch things on the stove, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so my mom told me to do that. We'll see if it works. I swear her beans always taste different than mine. I can't get them just right. So I'm trying it out this way today. Okay, so I have the beans inside my crock pot. So it's about 2 pounds of beans. And they're cleaned out. And then I added about 12 cups of water in here. And then to my recipe, it did ask for a ton of other stuff, but I don't have it all. So we're just gonna work with what I got. I have some frozen onion here. I have some garlic, salt, carrot. I actually do not need salt. I need pepper, not salt. Chopped carrots. I actually cut these earlier just to save me a little bit of time because I knew it was going to be a little cray here with this child waking up and my other one on the way soon. So this chopped carrots and then parsley, not parsley, garlic powder. And yeah, so I'm going to add all of that to here and then turn on my crock pot. Alright, that was a little crazy. My house is a little crazy in the mornings because people are waking up, breakfast time, grouchiness, happiness, all kinds of emotions in the morning. Alright, so the crock pot is ready and I'm cooking it on low for 6 hours. My black beans are still cooking in here, getting nice and cooked, I hope. And then I have my pinto beans, which it looks like they're about to start boiling, so then I'll cover them. Alright, so my pinto beans are boiling, so I'm just going to cover it just a little bit and let them cook for a couple of hours. We have this little baby up now. He just woke up. Good morning. Good morning. Beans have been cooking for about an hour or so, and I'm just going to check on them to make sure that there's still some water left. They're starting to look a little dry. They're looking really good. So I'm going to go ahead and add some water to these. So I added about 2 cups of water. So now I'm just going to keep them close again for about probably another hour or so. And then I just want to make sure that they don't dry out. And then the same thing with the pinto beans. Ooh, these are looking pretty yummy. Yeah, these need some more water. I think I'm going to add some more water now. Just in case they run out of water. Okay. And then I think I'm probably going to add about 3 cups of water to this one. Mix them up again. So the black beans cooked for about 2 hours and they are done. The pinto beans still need a little bit more time, so they're still in there. And then we still got about 3 hours for our Great Northern beans. So this is gonna be our lunch for today. I did some black beans. I diced up a tomato, avocado, and then some habanero sauce on top. So good. And Michael's basically having the same thing except for the habanero sauce. So yeah, we're just gonna make tons of beans this month because I have so many of them. And it's a really easy and simple way to simplify and make my groceries for this month super cheap. So last time we talked, the black beans were done. They're done. I had them for breakfast, for lunch and for dinner. these white beans are done as well. They look pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bag these two and I'm gonna freeze them. My pinto beans, we had a little accident. Turns out that the burner turned off, so they weren't even cooking. I don't know for how long. They've been cooking now for a really long time, more than usual. Usually it takes maybe like 3 hours or so. They've been cooking a long time. I didn't realize that the burner was off. I don't know what happened. So they've been cooking for a while, but they're not done yet. I still have them on, so hopefully they'll be done in an hour or two, and then I'm gonna do the same thing that I'm doing with the black. Okay, so I was able to do a total of 6 bags, which is really nice. And then I have all these beans here that we're actually gonna have for lunch during the week. Okay, so here are the white Great Northern beans, and these cooked really good. I'm really excited for these. They are very bland, so like once I actually make them into a recipe, I always need to season them a little bit more. But they're fully cooked. They taste pretty good, and I'm excited. I mean, these barely took any work. I mean, the beans didn't take much work. None of the beans take much work. It's more like it takes a long time to make them, but it's so worth it because I have tons and tons of beans now, and they're ready for the whole month, which is awesome. Look at all my beans. I have beans back here. Beans, 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 beans forever. I'm so excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video full of beans. If you did, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.